This is the Haringvliet, a lake located in the most southern part of South Holland, with a surface area of 110 square kilometers. The Haringvliet was naturally a part of a dynamic delta area, in which the tides play an important role. However, to reduce the risk of flooding, the Haringvliet was dammed off from the North Sea in 1970. Consequently, the estuarine area gradually changed into a freshwater lake, now mostly influenced by river dynamics. The tide was tamed in the Haringvliet area. After creating the dam, the Haringvliet landscape changed drastically. Salt marshes fell dry, permanently causing changes in the vegetation. Also, the sandbanks area changed and habitats suitable for migrating fish and birds disappeared. Especially the species in need of a connection between fresh water and the sea, like anadromous fish, completely disappeared. That is why several stakeholders were interested in bringing back the dynamic nature of an estuarine area. That is how the idea of opening the sluices in the dam started, a connection between rivers and sea. Changing the sluice management leads to conflict between stakeholders.
We want to increase the ecological value of the area. We want a dynamic estuarine nature where we add shellfish beds, create sandbanks for local and migratory birds, and we want to open the sluices for migrating fish.
Indeed, the Netherlands entered into the International Agreement of Fish Migration. We would like to see you act on this. Open the sluices can make this possible.
Of course, a nature area sounds nice, but we extract water from the Meuse and deliver it to 2.5 million people. Following the drink water law, we, as drinking water companies, are responsible for the protection of the water extraction points. Opening the sluices will lead to salinization of the water and brings our extraction points at risk.
Yes, and the salinization puts our farms that are located next to the Haringvliet at risk. Let's keep the sluices closed and protect our fresh water.
Okay, but opening the sluices will make the area more attractive to ecotourism. Restaurants, guides, and campsites can get an economical boost and earn money. Of course, not every ecotourist will agree. Recreational fishermen fear that the most wanted fish, sea bass and pike perch, will decline.
Well, wait a second. Safety from the flood will always have to come first. This will decide when or how much we can open the sluices of the Haringvliet.
Yes, safety is important. We experience varied opinions about the sluices.
After several delays due to communication challenges and finding a middle ground between stakeholders, the national government made the decision to realize Keerbesluit in 2018 no matter what, finding an agreement through compensation measures. And so the decision became reality. The sluices were opened in 2018 onwards, to allow migratory fish to enter the river basin and add to other nature restoration efforts in the area. Management of the sluices is laid out in the Keerbesluit, with safety from floods always coming first. Generally opened at high tide, when and how much the sluice opens varies depending on river pressure. Salt water is only allowed to enter Haringvliet to a limited extent, up to the imaginary line from middle harness to the mouth of the spouw. This in order to maintain freshwater intake points important for agriculture and drinking water. Some intake points west of this were moved to accommodate the opening. Look, the migrating birds have started to return. Next to that, the Dutch Rhine has been deemed suitable again for fish migration. About 23 species of fish were found to swim into Haringvliet via the salt water. However, because of limited opening of the sluice, the olfactory cues fish need to find the connection to fresh water is still limited, and it can be difficult for them to locate the opening. So, the sluices are open, at least sometimes. With the increasing drought, it is not possible to open them as often as was planned. But perhaps other solutions and improvements can be developed. Think of the recent development of the fish migration river in the north of the Netherlands, fish stairs, or perhaps other ways of creating a more dynamic system. To really improve the ecological value of the Haringvliet, independent research is necessary. So are you still looking for a thesis topic?